Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of Cycling News live race coverage. We are bringing you the Tuesday night track event. We've got 4 events in store for you this evening. This is a great event. I've done it several times in the past, and tonight we have got, starting up this week with the elimination race, the Devil. Chris O'Hearn has mixed it up a little bit this week and he's put the elimination race up first. Normally it's the final event, so this will be an interesting take on things. If you're out early, it gives you a little bit more rest ahead of the later events. And if you go deep into that elimination race, you might be a bit more tired for those events. So it's an interesting twist on how things might play out this evening. Event 2, which starts at 6:20 UK time, that's a 1 kilometer dash, and that has got drafting on. After that is the Champs-Élysées time trial, which is around about 6.7 kilometers. 1 lap of the famous circuit, and then at the end 500 meter flat out sprint, classic up the Champs-Élysées. It's about 500 meters and we'll be finishing on that. So 4 great events for you this evening. We're about 2 minutes out from the start of the race, so let's head over to the start line then. So here we are, people starting to line up. We've got a few regulars here: PDQ Coach, Fleming Back, Brooks, Hedegaard, Matt Hammond. So yeah, it's going to be a nice fun race, and we're starting off on this 0.4 kilometer long Ozu Velodrome circuit. So be interesting to see if anyone can lap the field. It's 2 neutral laps and then 2 riders out every other lap, and if you do get lapped then you do also get eliminated. So it's not a huge field, so it might be an opportunity for someone to go off the front, because it means that they haven't got that absolute weight of the pack chasing them down. But we shall see how it goes. Obviously, being 4 events in one, you might not want to go all in on this first event. If you are following on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, etc., then please do drop us a comment. I'll be trying to read those out below and they'll show up on screen. And also please give us a like or a subscribe. So right, I've got about 50 seconds now to get warmed up. It's going to be a pretty rapid start as per normal. So yeah, I'm going to get settled in. I'm going to switch to the event 1, the Devil view. Here we go. So 3rd person camera view. A few more riders still coming in. So 30 seconds out from the start then. I will mute you just as we get going, because it will be really fast paced. It might get a little bit noisy on the turbo. Have hopefully set it up so there's not too much background noise. But as we know, all events, virtual cycling, they start off with a pretty rapid start. Right, here we go then. Bit nicely settled in now then. Wasn't too wild a pace. Be interested in doing the elimination with the new drafting dynamics. I've not done that before. We'll see how that pans out. We've cut up the inside there. 2 riders around the outside. Does look like we are on an elimination lap straight away. So just going to have to pay attention. Looks like a few riders have been caught out with the fast start though. Going to make sure that I don't get dropped here. Little gap opening up. There we go. Little effort just to get back in. This new drafting dynamic is an interesting one. It's slightly easier, I think, to get dropped, a bit harder to break away. All relative though, I guess. So a couple of riders still off the back. Got Huger, Brooks, Braugard. They're going to be the early victims. So they might get lapped first, in which case it completely throws out who the last two in the pack are. You really have to be on the ball. You can see there's a rider up ahead. Looks like we're okay for the minute. The Booger, one rider to be eliminated on this lap. You see here, that rider there just been eliminated, Trevor. Because they got eliminated just before the line, that can cause all sorts of havoc with the calculations of whether you are going to be eliminated or not. So as much as you want to try and save a bit of energy and be in that draft, you don't want to be too far back because it makes it difficult. So it looks like we're coming up on Brooks. Now that's been eliminated. A little bit of a push on the front then. Perhaps a little bit of an opportunity here just to break away. Because of the size of this pack. If it splits, you could end up with maybe a 4-6 split. And if those four riders are determined, they can push on and break away. That could give them a bit of breathing room. So two more eliminated there then. $11 riders still in the hunt. Here I am. So elimination lap. Final two of this lap will be eliminated. And they're all in this group. You really do have to be on the ball now. We'll go around the outside. Get that power on. Safely through. Recovery lap. Here we go again. So a little bit of a break. Two Danes, Furbo and back. Just coming back across then. They look to be in a little bit of trouble then. All about timing. If you want to be leading that group out, getting picked off on the line. You also don't want to ease up too early when you cross that line. Oh. safely through another lap. Down to the top 5 then. Oh. The next lap will be elimination, and then it will be the final shootout. Oh. See if I can stay away to the end. Ah. Oh. He takes the win. Oh. Oh. Right. Oh. Right, hopefully I've not done too much on that final lap as we now jump over to the kilo race. You can see how quick that happens in the background. Ah. So that was good. That was a nice warm up, shall we say. Surprised that Fleming eased up quite so quickly at the end there. Obviously happy with third place. Happy to save a bit of energy for the next event. So we'll just do a little bit of work in the background here, and hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit of magic and bring you the results. Now I'm doing this on the fly. This is it's a new functionality that we've been working on in the background. So it does take a second or two for us just to pull this through. I wonder if there's a couple of riders there. Jared Miller, who finished in 9th place. I know that they are usually quite strong on this event, so I was surprised to see them go out quite so early. Although last week I think the same thing also happened, so maybe a little bit of an experience within that TNT track setup. But they were strong in other events, so hopefully then I've done some magic. There we go. There's the results of that first race, the elimination. Myself, Mike Lister managing to take the win. Anthony Go, who went go on the penultimate lap, in 2nd place. Fleming back in 3rd, picking up 3 points. Alan McIntyre in 4th. Simon Hoberg Hedegaard in 5th. Matt Hammond in 6th. Rasmus Falbo, he looked like he got caught out at one stage, in 7th. He's a strong rider. Jacob Arnold in 8th, Jimmy Trevor 9th, Jason from PTQ Coaching in 10th, Jared Miller in 11th, Jamie Stretcher in 12th, Arsene Beauregard in 13th, Chris Rode in 14th, Adrian Brooks 15th, Will Trevor 16th, and Gert Hilger in 17th. I think those final few at the bottom there, they just got a bit caught out by the fast-paced start on that course. So they were out the back, unfortunately, quite early on, which meant that they were playing catch-up right from the beginning. But they've had a nice long rest ahead of this kilo course, this 1,000 metre Roubaix circle. Now this one, I'm pretty sure we will double check with our race commissaire, Chris O'Hearn, that it's drafting on. So luckily I've got the phone app here, I'm logged in. Chris is also logged in. I'm just sending him a message here, just to check that drafting is on. Put that down a second, we'll check that in a second then. Oh. So that was event 1, the elimination race, the Devil, starting in around about just under 6 minutes there, and you can see in the top corner we've got the, just up there, over in the corner, 5 minutes 35, got the race countdown going, and that's coming up to the 1 kilometer dash, which is starting very soon. Now this is an all-out effort pretty much, so we're looking at about 1 minute to 1 minute 30, somewhere in that range, depending on how strong you are, whether you get a bit of drafting as well. So we see riders up around 6, 7, 8 watts per kilo for that distance, really dropping the hammer around about 500 watts plus, you'll see from the riders. Won't be much commentary on this one because I'm just going to be focusing, trying to get a bit of draft saving where I can, assuming that is in. I'm actually not sure Chris is on the event today, so might go a little bit up to the riders. Oh, this is a non-draft kilo, okay. Oh, sorry, this is the draft version. Just misreading it there, because Chris does mix it up from week to week. So some weeks he puts the drafting on, some weeks drafting's off. He's got a lot of different setups that he can use for this. So just keep you on the tail every week. It's not the same courses, not the same events, different order. Sometimes there's a points race, sometimes there's a scratch race as well, normally around 6, 7 kilometers. Often that's the opener for the event. So yeah, sometimes this 1 kilometer dash is draft on, a bit like the Champs-Élysées sprint at the end. Again, sometimes draft on, sometimes draft off. So if you're canny, a little bit smart, you can just use a bit of the wheel sucking just to drag you along and save a little bit of energy for those second and third and fourth events. Got to look at the long game with this one. It's not just about the event that you're in. So whilst I went quite strong in that event 1, I'm hoping that I didn't go too strong, that it's going to cost me on these next couple of events. So back down and on the start line, you see riders there just popping on in to the event. So far so good. So this is a dead flat course. Might have to give you just a little bit of an overview of this course if I come into spectate mode. See there, if I come up, we start on this bend, going anti-clockwise all the way around. And it's a very large, pretty consistent oval. And there's a few courses which are perhaps a bit more egg-shaped. I will go back to third-person view for this one once we get going. The riders coming on in there. As usual, a couple of our Danish riders. I raced in the ECKD quick race last night on the Roubaix, well, part of the Paris-Roubaix course, 32 kilometers. It was pretty undulating. Robert Jenko taking the win for that one. And that was a really exciting finish. So that is on the channel. Please go check that out, especially the finish. It was uphill, around about 500 meters up to the finish, with a sharp right-hander 100 meters from the line. But Robert Jenko, an explosive finish. He was first, and it was Guillaume Toffoli in second, and then Wout Hartwald, the teammate of Robert Jenko, taking third place in that event. Right, let's get back down then to our riders. Here they are, then all lining up, ready to go. I'm on the outside here, I've not got a favourable position. I have to try and tuck in as quickly as I can once we do get going. Not as easy as it sounds. There is an element of a little bit of luck when you join the pen. It just depends when you do manage to get in. So this is the 1 kilometer dash. Once again, about 60 seconds to the start. I will mute my turbo trainer because it will be a rapid start. Don't want to go too strong. You don't want to end up leading everyone out, giving them the draft and getting no benefit yourself. You want to be the one who gets that benefit. But at the same time, you do not want to be too slow out of the blocks, because then you're going to be a little bit too far back. So I'm going to put the heads-up display back on. I'm going to show you my power. You're going to see the drafting just underneath that. And I'm also going to have on the distance and the slope indicator in the top right-hand corner. You can see, and I can see how far we've got to go. Right, 20 seconds from the start of this event then. Start turning the legs over. I'm going to put it onto this camera view so you can see how much effort I'm putting in and how much I'm rocking. Oh, well, you can see on the cam I'm dying a bit. Wow. Oh, really interesting race that. Oh. So the people going flat out, it regrouped. A couple of riders came through from the back and then just steamed away. Oh, it really did split up. I had to work pretty hard just to get 4th place on the line. It was Beauregard taking first, Hammond in second, and Fabio in third. Oh, all right. Right, get my breath back a little bit, and I will try and work out some results for you. Right. You hear me puffing and panting a little bit in the background. Up next, we've got the TT, which normally I just blow up in because I go way too hard in these early events and it ends up costing me. Hopefully I've not done the same this week. Hopefully I can maintain some form into the time trial. That would be nice. That would be a nice welcome change. But I'm going to start making my excuses already. My right thigh is already feeling a little bit sore. I didn't do too much of a warm up because I was messing around trying to get my stream set up, which hopefully you are all enjoying. So let's so up next in about 5 minutes and see there the Champs-Élysées sprint. But there we go. I'm the lone rider left on the left-hand side at the moment. On the right-hand side, then there's our results. And you can see the real difference in watts per kilo. I'm down at 7.02. Beauregard 7.89. Hamlin in second 7.97. Powerful 8.67. He went off really quick, really early. Went hard. He set the early pace. I didn't see who he had with him for company, but I'm pretty sure it was Hammond or Beauregard. Just came round out of nowhere, really, from the back of the pack. Timed it well. Came through everybody. Got that really nice slingshot effect. And he launched around to the front. So Jared Miller there in 5th place, as we discussed, is on the left-hand screen now. I'm going to switch into the next event. Average power there at 548 watts. Max power 787. So not super strong on the power. That's a little bit down for me, but fairly consistent around 548. So up next, the TT then. You can see there the profile at the bottom does start off with a little bit of a climb up to the Arc de Triomphe, around downhill. There's a little bit of small undulation down under the tunnel by the Louvre and then back towards the finish line. 6.7 kilometers. I think this is around about 10-11 minutes. Let's jump in then. Turn on the rider list. Turn on the chat as well. Let's see how we get on with this one. So we're loading up then. Event 3, the time trial. 1 minute 40 from the start. Ooh. Just going to do what I can to catch my breath a minute. Probably shouldn't have had those couple of scones with jam and cream on not that long ago. That probably was a mistake. Wasn't sure if I was going to be jumping in on this event. It was a bit of a late call. Some of you know, recently became a father, which has been playing havoc with my sleep and my training. Not quite on top form. Always looking to get my excuses in. nice and early. So 30 seconds from the start then. This is going to be a more steady, consistent effort. Drafting is turned off on this one. Got a first and a third so far, so I'm in a good position in the overall. Going to want to try and defend that. A quick swig of water. Oh, and I'm not quite up to speed as we get going. Already riders are screaming ahead of me. Lactic acid within my legs. I've also managed to get some stones in my shoes. Not very pleasant. We hit the base of this drag. Got to play the long game. Try and pick a few riders off. Nichols is coming in fast on me. There he is. Already the riders at the front of the event disappeared out of shot. With Beauregard up at the front then. Got Powerball for company. Just putting a bit of an effort to try and get level with him as they come up to the Arc de Triomphe. Powerball takes the lead then. Beauregard trying to respond. The American rider. Get around this supersized roundabout. Iconic. And then they start the descent. Back down to the obelisk at the far end of the Champs-Élysées. Here's Phil in third, he's having a strong event. Hammond in fourth. McIntyre in fifth, just behind. Jason PDQ coach. Jared Miller and Trevor, a little bunch of them there all together. Interesting to see how they all finish up. 4th to 8th, separated by 50 metres. And then there's Nichols, 200 metres back. He's just overtaken Fleming back. And they're 100 metres ahead of me. I'm just a little bit ahead of Stresser here. And we've got Rhodes, Brooks, just coming on to the descent. And Trevor behind me. But here's me in 11th. I'm not having a very good event. Struggling as I thought I would in this TT event. I really should do better on the TTs. I've got a good diesel engine, but I just struggle to maintain that intensity. So I end up just slipping down. And also on this event, just suffering a little bit from the lactate build-up in those early events. I really don't do well. So coming back then is retaking the position from Nichols. Trevor. Well, it's getting dropped a bit from that group of 5 with Miller and Coach. And then just ahead McIntyre and Hammond. And when we left it, Balfour was in first place. But now he's been caught and passed by Goff and Beauregard. And those two are pulling away a little bit. So Balfour is now looking to respond. Yeah, it's a poor excuse, Stuart. I would have waited from midnight till 3 AM this morning. Oh. So, interesting 3-way battle here for the lead. And behind it looks like Matt Hammond is breaking away from McIntyre and Miller. Up front, Beauregard putting in a bit more of a push. As I come down half the obelisk, come alongside River Thane. $170 back from 10th place. I don't think I'm going to be getting that back in a hurry. But pulling away nicely from 12th at the moment. So Beauregard coming up. This is quite a steep little section. We come up to this turn. But Balfour now retaking 2nd place from Goff. If they come round that corner, Goff is really blown up. Let's drop down below 1 watts per kilo then. Got a 200-metre lead over 4th place. That should be sufficient. Although Miller is now catching Matt Hammond in 4th. So that's coming back into play. But this one, you've got to say it's Beauregard who is going to take the win, barring any mechanicals or technicals. Balfour probably going to take 2nd. Here he is, ahead of Goff, nicely ahead of Hammond. Let's stick with Beauregard then. They're going to take the win. They're on this final straight run to the line. Let's see it very soon. Let's see Balfour in the distance. There's the finish then. Beauregard takes the win. Balfour will be 2nd, Goff will be 3rd. Here's Hammond. Miller. Jason, PDQ coach, McIntyre, Trevor, Fleming back, Nichols here with me. Looks like it should finish in those positions. Spretter behind me. Then it's Rhodes, Brooks, and Trevor here on that steep uphill section. So we're going to be back on the Champs-Elysees very shortly for the 500-meter dash. No point in me burning any matches at this point. I'm not going to catch Nichols. I'm not going to get caught either. So I'm just going to cruise up to the line, save a little bit of energy. This was a mass start, Stuart. Rafting is off. I just had a slow start. And just, yeah, I'm not feeling the TT today. I think that's a bit of a mental thing. Usually I do struggle. And I think I just knew it was going to be tough. So 11th, not brilliant. So we'll have to see how we get on in the dash. So we've got about 10 minutes now before the next race. I'm just gonna try and cool down a little bit. Let my legs recover. Yeah, that was just terrible, really. I really did not do very well there. It'll be interesting to see what my watts per kilo is. So 3.29 for 11 minutes. Yeah, I should be holding at least between 4 and 4.5 really for that. But which would put me nicely hopefully in the top 5. But that's the way it is. Sometimes it's your day, sometimes it isn't. All right, so let's sort out some results in a second. I am on the start finish line. I think all of the riders are now in. Yep, Trevor is in, so should be able to sort out some results very shortly. And yeah, the 500 meters will hurt, but it's short and sharp, and it is the final event of the day, so we can just go all in, do everything we've got for that final event. It's one that I do enjoy, the sprint. So we'll have to see how we get on, but hopefully, you know, I'm looking for a top 3 there. I think that would be very nice. I would be happy with a top 3 in this final event, but not taking anything for granted. Hopefully the other riders though have gone a little bit too deep on the 3 events so far. Obviously I cruised in those last few hundred meters there. I saw that I had the gap. There was no need for me to go too hard for those few hundred meters. Just save a little bit of energy. So right, let's pull up some results then, see if we can check those out. There we are. There's our results from event 3, 6.7 kilometer time trial on the Champs-Elysees. 257 average power there on the left-hand screen. You can see that's nothing special by my standards. I appreciate that some people that they would class that as good, but I'm pretty harsh on myself. So we're going to join this fourth event then, we see Arsène Beauregard taking the win convincingly, 21 seconds in the end ahead of Rasmus Foudball, who was 5 seconds ahead of Anthony Goff. Matthew Hammond in fourth, Jared Miller in fifth, Jason PDQ coach in sixth, Alan McIntyre seventh, Jimmy Trevor in eighth, Fleming Bach in ninth, Harry Nichols overtook a few of us, overtook Fleming, but Fleming got the place back from him. Myself in 11th, Jamie Stretter in 12th, Chris Rhodes 13th, Adrian Brooks in 4th, Will Trevor in 15th. So that's your results for event 3. Up next, we have the last race, 500-meter sprint. A little bit of elevation, 6 meters of climbing, not too much. You might notice it does say 0.7 kilometers on that sign, but that's the length of the course. It does include the start and finish pens. But in the top right there, you can see remaining 506. So that's our race distance then. So 4 minutes to go before we have this flat out sprint. So hopefully you've been enjoying the stream. If you do, and you're watching it on YouTube, Facebook or Twitch, then please do like or subscribe to the page. Please like the video. It really helps us with our content creation. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, it's going to be some interesting things coming to the channel. We've got a few more reviews coming up. We're trying to get Spirit Overflow working. I think that can be really exciting. There's an update on that tomorrow apparently, so hopefully that will be interesting. We've been looking at soul cycling, which is actually based on, well, it's a bit bizarre. It originally started out on Mars, and then they've produced a Mount Everest course, and also they've created a bit of it's almost like a third person shooter, but without shooting, and you're on a bike, and you've got to stay away from zombies. There's a story mode. You've got to find your way to certain areas. So that's also quite interesting. We've got a review of GTA 5 and the cycling mode on there coming up sometime soon. And we've also just downloaded, we've been given beta access into Virtugo. So we know that's got amazing graphics. I'm really interested to see how the cycling and the feel of that works. So we'll be giving that a go soon. So lots of new apps for us to try and get stuck into. Probably going to be doing the Dirt Data Day. Actually, no, we won't be doing Dirt Data Day this Saturday, unfortunately, because I will be doing my other love. I will be doing rowing on Saturday. So unfortunately, that's not going to be happening. Yeah, so there's lots going on, and we're going to be bringing all of that to you on the V Cycling News Network, as we've got now, across Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. I think we're going to be bringing you the PRT handicap race on Thursday. So that this week is coming from Pienza. So Riley Harvey is going to be bringing you that event. And we've got some other events coming up as well, I think, later in the week. So lots going on across VCN. If you do want to get involved, if you've done a review or you want to send us a story, then we'd love to feature you on one of our channels. We are open to people joining us, people getting involved. If you've got an event coming up that you want us to cover, then please do drop us a message or find us on Discord. So lots of ways to get in touch with us, and we'd love to hear from you. So right, let's jump across back then. 1 minute to go. I'm going to leave the sound on for this. You're going to hear the turbo, you're going to hear me panting, you're going to see me hopefully getting a top 3, nailing it in this final event. I'm going to go all in. Let's zoom out a little bit as well so we can see just how the whole field is doing. I think Beauregard, Foudball, yeah, there's some strong riders in this. gonna have my work cut out on this one, and I'm just gonna have a quick look just to see. Drafting is off, so literally all in. Let's get this bike wound up. Just a little twist on the shoes. Make sure I'm strapped in nicely. I can't remember how long this takes, but it's not very long. Oh man, did I have a slow start or did people get away super quick? Oof. You see the finish line up ahead, catching on 5th. Halfway then. Oh, legs are seated. Come on. Oh, ah, oh. Wow. Ah. Yeah, Stuart was right. That was hurting. Oh, ah. Blimey. Yeah, 40 seconds. Oh, fell bad with the wind. Ah. Was I out of the saddle or not? Was I not? Yeah. Ah. Maybe I should have been. I don't know. It's tough. You do have to pace it a little bit. Not go too hard too quickly. Ooh. Ah. So we'll be pretty close, I think, on the overall. So, well, not on TNT. Just letting people know there that the results are on rgtdb.com. That's where I go for the results. So let's find the final results then. Get the results up of that final race. Just bear with me a minute. Trying to do this whilst remembering to breathe. Get that heart rate back down, which didn't really have a chance to get elevated just because it's quite a short race. So by the time your heart rate responds, you're already finished. So need to wait for the website to update a moment. I will go to bring you final results of that event, and then hopefully I'll be able to bring you the overall events results as well. Ooh. Yeah, so let's take a look then. Let's just end this race. 710 watts. There you go, Stuart. You called it. Look at that, Rasmus Falball then with the win, 36.4 seconds, 10.16 watts per kilo. Great effort by him. Matthew Hammond in second, Hedegaard in third, Jared Miller in fourth, and myself in fifth. Beauregard in sixth in that event then. 9.2. Perhaps just put out a little bit by some of those events. The TT perhaps just slightly knocking him back a little bit for that final event. Although he did finish quite strong, it looked like. I think perhaps he just got caught a little bit at the start like I did. I didn't have the best start on that, I will say. So don't think I got caught napping. Everyone just got off to a real flyer. So just going to sort out these results a second. Hopefully I'll be able to give you overall results for the stage for today's event. So let's see if I can make this work. Just bear with me. As always, doing things on the fly. But what I do have is, there we go, there's the 4 individual events and the results for those. So you can see, looks like Rasmus Albel's done pretty well. He's picked up some good results. He's got a couple of, well, 4 podiums by the looks of things. So I reckon that he will be taking the win. So yeah, Rasmus Fabel, he's taking the win. Matthew Hammond in 2nd. Beauregard takes 3rd. Anthony Goff in 4th. I'm in 5th. And Jared Miller is in 6th place. Oh, I've just about got my breath back. That was a tough old race. And, all of the results then are available in their entirety on rgtdb.com. But it's a win overall for Rasmus Fabel, who with 3 podiums. Nice results all round for him. But actually events in the Devil where he took 6 points. That was his worst result. So that was a nice fun TNT week. First time I've done that for a while. Oh, certainly feeling that. Need to work on my nutrition as well as my my sleep patterns. Do not have green tea before you go cycling. Thanks, Stuart, for tuning in. Thanks, Riley, John, Andy. Hope you did enjoy the stream today. Hope you liked our new fancy graphics that we've been working on and the live results. I hope you enjoyed the entertainment of me suffering on the bike. Yeah, I do struggle to get out of the saddle a little bit, Stuart, maybe for like the last few seconds, but on that 500-meter sprint, by the time you've got 100 meters left, you just, my legs are cramping up. So just trying to spin as fast as I can, just don't have the ability to stand up. But do get involved with this event, Tuesday Night Track. It is a regular event every Tuesday night, funnily enough. Chris O'Hearn, the organizer, does a great job keeping it fresh every week with different types of events. He's got a nice sort of pool of sprints, scratch races, TTs, mixes up the order as well. So it is different every week. Always a hard effort. And yeah, it was good to get back into that tonight, having not done it for a while. And over the winter, one I'll be looking out for. Right, I'm going to wrap up there then. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. Again, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Please share it around, get some other people involved. And most of all, get involved with the events, get stuck in. Please do enjoy RGT. And the more people we have in these events, the more fun it is. So, thanks a lot, everyone. Cheers for tuning in. And I will see you all again next time on V Cycling News live race coverage.